going to go ahead and get started. Thank you all for watching this video. It's another episode of Mobility Mondays, episode 2. And today we're going to do a lot of spine stuff, a little bit of hip stuff, and just watch it from your home. Pause it whenever you need. And let's go ahead and get started. So once again, this series is intended for not having equipment at home. All you really need is a chair or a desk chair or a couch or whatever you need. You can use a pillow or the carpeted floor that you can just comfortably kneel on the ground and things like that. The first one's going to be a neck stretch, and this one's going to be a little bit different from last week in that last week focused more on the upper trap, which is the one that stretches outwards and it's right on top here. But then the one that we're going to work on today is the one that's a little bit more behind. When people grab, they're usually grabbing like around here. And how you're going to bias that stretch is you're just going to pull your head down towards your armpit. And it's kind of like, we always tell our clients to act like they're smelling their armpit. And you're just going to pull down and hold that for about 30 seconds. Each side. Once again, just find the first point of resistance and hold it there, and then you can slowly, gradually increase that, but don't start yanking really hard at the beginning and then being uncomfortable the whole stretch, because when you come out of it, you're going to feel really tense and uncomfortable. And then a trick to make it harder, let's do it to the other side here, and just let this arm hang down, and maybe even sit on it, just so it's depressing that shoulder, letting it come down a little bit more. And then you can start to lean away from that arm as well as you hold that stretch on the back of your neck. Like that. Okay. Now I'm ready to go as far as my neck is concerned. Next, we're going to do a little bit of a bicep, shoulder, and pec stretch. And how you're going to do that is you're just going to get on the ground, just like so. Put your hands behind you, and you're going to start off kind of like in a crab walk position. So make sure your fingers are pointed away from you, and your palms are flat on the floor, and your fingers are flat as well. And I like to kind of just lift my butt off of the floor, and then rock forward until you start feeling a stretch, and then sit. And then hold that position. So right now I feel it in my biceps and a little bit in my pecs. Hold that for about 30 seconds. Breathe in from your nose and out through your mouth. As your lungs expand and your rib cage expands, and exhale, and the stretch kind of increases. And then after 30 seconds, come out of that stretch, relax a little bit, then round 2, bridge up again, and then now find an imaginary point, sit a little bit farther away, move your legs farther away, and hold the stretch. If it becomes so uncomfortable, like there's the median nerve that goes to your fingers, you just sit back a little bit more and take some pressure off of that area. And relax. So the wider you go with your hands, the more pecs you'll get, and then the more narrow you go, the more shoulders you'll get, and more biceps. So play around with that, see which one feels more comfortable for you. I know a lot of us have stiff pecs. And this is going to be a good one for that. Right. Next, we're going to do the Cobra stretch. And so you're going to go on your knees, on your stomach like this, hands shoulder width apart, keeping your hips flat on the ground, and then pushing up like so. So you're just going to hold this position. keep your hips flat on the ground or your thighs flat on the ground. Because if you're doing this, you're not, I don't care how high you're getting, you're not really stretching anything. But for here, it's mostly lower back, maybe even get the hip flexors, the ab muscles. What I like about this one is you can belly breathe. So if you inhale with your mouth, you can expand your abdomen as much as you can. Stretch out all those obliques, the transverse abdominis, the rectus abdominis, all those ab muscles. And as you exhale, you can squeeze your shoulder blade back and down, kind of like this. Stretch your thoracic spine, your lumbar spine, hip flexors. Hold that as the knee position. So inhale again. Belly breathe. And then as you exhale, push your shoulder blades back a little bit more. And then that's your new starting point. So I'm holding that. Breathe one more time. Exhale. And then you can just hold this position like this. And then come back out. Whew. For starters, you can just play with it on your elbows if you can't really tolerate that position or you're not that flexible. And then you can start creeping up a little bit, and then you can go into your hands like this. And then you can start creeping up your hands towards you to get a bigger stretch. I'm looking like a cobra. Next, we're going to do the child's pose. So in the cobra, when you're pushing up, you're extending your lower back, stretching out the front muscles. In the child's pose position, we're going to do the opposite. So we're actually going to flex and stretch out all the back muscles. And the lumbar spine, it kind of lets it breathe a little bit just because you're going to be in that flex position. So I'm going to do the stretch side view. I like my knees shoulder width apart just for maximum comfort. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit on my heels like so. And I'm just going to hold this position. Stretch out your lower back and your lats and your thoracic spine, all that stuff. A little bit of cueing for this one. Sometimes I like to arch it even more to exaggerate that motion, especially if you have a lot of discomfort with extending, like the Cobra stretch. Something that would help is just, arching in the beginning, like doing like a camel or a scared cat, actually. Bring your belly button towards your chin, and then sitting down like so. So everything is completely rounded. And then you can also just bring your knees together like this, if you're comfortable with that. And then getting in that child's pose. And it'll kind of force your butt to wink the other way and kind of round it out for you. Otherwise, play around with your thigh gap and see which one's the most comfortable for you, and get to see that most beneficial stretch that's customized just for you. Okay, next, we can add a little bit here to stretch out the groin muscle. And how this is going to happen is you're just going to bring one leg out like this. And you can play around with the way it is on your heel. So we'll start off at like neutral position, so the toes are going to be pointing in front of you. Then you get in that quadruped position like this. And then you're just going to rock back like so. Feeling this all right here. Try to keep your knees straight the whole time. Let's rock back again. Really, really good stretch. To make this harder, you're going to obviously walk your feet away. And do the same thing, start over. And rock back again. Play around with the rotation like I mentioned earlier. And as you rock back, you get a little bit more hamstring. So the muscle that does that combines with the groin on the back side. So we'll switch up actually, just to make it even. Put out like this, and then sit on your heels. So I'll meet with this side, it's a little bit more intense. So as always, just go to the first sensation of resistance, and don't try to push it too much. What you can even do is, like, since this is such an aggressive stretch for me, I can just easily rock in and out of it, like so. And then after 10 to 20 reps of rocking back and forth, it'll loosen up a little bit. Just start on my heels. Whew. That was a little intense. Got a few more. This one, we're going to be quadruped again, but now we're going to focus on rotational mobility, and then focusing on stretching the back side of your scapula or your shoulder blade. So quite simply, you're just going to sit on your heels to lock out your lower back. Reach out as far as you can with your hands, or actually just like a medium amount. And you're going to take one arm and you're going to thread this needle that I've created here. Needle hole. And you're going to reach out as far as you can away from you, and then turn your palm up towards the ceiling. And just holding that position. So I'm going to feel the stretch all up in here, and as well as the lower back and my lats. Switching the other side. So first, I'm going to start palm down, just so I can use my fingers to crawl away. This, and then I'm going to turn my palm up once I find that position. And just holding that. Couple more. So we're going to stretch out the groin muscles once more, but then this is also going to target some of the internal rotators and your hip muscles. And what we're going to do is just do the butterfly stretch. I like this one because it does get a little bit of the hip joints as well. I remember as a kid, going this position was so easy, crossing my legs so easy. Then as I got older, it got tighter and tighter. And what you guys will notice about me, when I drop, my left hip is a lot tighter. I'm left hand dominant. But this one drops really easily. But then this one is just tight into that. Like I do have limitations in my joint capsule. So you can actually use your elbows, grab your ankles, use your elbows as a kind of fulcrum, push down a little bit more. It's that first side of resistance, and then I'll just pushing down and holding that. And then I can just sit and watch TV while holding this, and then retest afterwards. By just going back to that position, looking in the mirror, and then seeing how much this one drops a little bit more. Right. If 2 is too much, then you just do unilateral, so just holding this back, and then using your elbow or your arm to push it down, stretching the front of your hip right here. And then you can double up by reaching for this leg right here. Stretching out the hamstrings and the calves on this side. Minimum 30 seconds, you can do it for longer. And switching sides. This is so noticeable how much higher it is on this side. lastly, we're going to stretch out your ankles a little bit and then some of your quad muscles. I'm going to do it facing this way again. And you're just going to sit on your heels. I call this the monk kneel. But ideally, you would have your foot straight like this and you're able to press it down flat on the ground. But for me, that's uncomfortable, so I have to turn it out a little bit like this. And that's kind of how you're going to raise the mobility, right? Like eventually, you'll be able to face your foot straight and then do this stretch. But it is a work in progress, like I'll just try to keep improving that. And so I'm just going to sit on my heels. So as you can see, my ankles are getting squished flat in that position. And holding that, and honestly, I'm already feeling a stretch in my quads. But then what you can do is you can lean back, like so. What's up, Mike? And I'm just going to do it from this view right here. You're going to sit on your heels. Push down. And back. So you're getting an ankle stretch and then a quad stretch. And then you can bias that towards one side. All right, so that will about conclude episode 2 of Mobility Monday. I'll have this out recorded, edited for you guys to watch on your own leisure. And then hopefully see you guys for episode 3 next Monday. Same time, 12:30 p.m. Same channel. I'll post the link.